General, Foreign Defense Ministers, Your Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen. This is the third UN Peacekeeping Ministerial I have attended, but the first in my home soil. I am very proud to speak here as an American. I am patriotic. I love my country and I want to see it thrive. I also believe in America, that is part of international community. Countries working together on an equal footing is how we reduce the risk of conflict. It is how we avoid the need to send men and women of our militaries to fight and sacrifice overseas. The UN was set up for that purpose, as a way of resolving differences peacefully, support each other's prosperity, and extending universal rights and freedoms. It is on all interest for the UN to be made effective, brought closer to the lives of citizens, and not ever misused. At a deeper level, a country that believes that all men and women are born free and equal cannot be true to itself if it doesn't defend those principles for all people wherever they live, regardless their circumstances and no matter how desperate their struggle. In fact, our support should be strongest where rights are threatened the most. We seem incapable of upholding minimum standard of humanity in many parts of the world. That this came at a time when humankind is richer and more technological advances than ever before is all the more painful. 18 years ago, when I began working with the UN Refugee Agency, there were just 20 million displaced people worldwide, and the number will falling. Today, there are over 65 million people displaced, and the number are rising. More countries are experiencing some form of violent conflict today than any time in the last 30 years. UN peacekeepers now comprise of the second largest group of the force deployed overseas and are often required to serve where there is little or no peace to be kept. Against this backdrop, it is easy to dismiss our institutions. My hope, instead, is that young people in particular feel inspired to join the effort to improve them, to join the men and women in the arena. To paraphrase President Roosevelt, who are striving to do deeds, and whose faces are marred by gas and sweat-add blood. In that regard, I want to express my respect for men and women who serve as peacekeepers and for those who have been killed or injured. The protection of civilians is the primary responsibility of governments. With the UN peacekeepers deployed, it is usually where the government is unable or unwilling to protect civilian life. Those United Nations missions often represent the last and only hope for millions of people, facing daily threats to their safety and their basic rights. The need for peacekeepers troops to have the best possible training and equipment and highest standards of personal conduct became obvious when measured against the weighty responsibility. That is why this meeting is so important, because it is the hands of governments you represent to enable peacekeeping to live up to its ideal and the needs of our time. So as you discuss how to strengthen UN peacekeepers and give peacekeepers the capabilities they need to operate in today's dangerous environments, I ask you to take time to consider these questions from the perspective of women.